What's up guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we're getting into the next feature film project I'm working on. And if you're new to these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. I need subs. So, looks like the next feature is in the works, guys. Pretty exciting. Still kind of pinching myself and telling myself that it's real, that, you know, the next film is slowly getting off the ground. And you know, you guys have probably seen this shirt plenty of times in the videos. As most of you would know that follow me, that I am a big fan of horror movies and like the slasher movies from the 80s, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, all that good stuff, Scream. So that's the genre I'm going to be working in for the next film, which is titled Black Sun. Oh my god, next movie. It's an 80s inspired slasher movie made in Melbourne, Australia. At this point, we're kind of just kicking off pre-production with hopes of moving into production around the start of winter 2027, so next year. Originally, kind of was thinking to shoot this year, but I think I was getting way too ahead of myself. Because who kind of knows when I officially started pre-production on this movie? You know, I've had kind of files and references and stuff on my computer for like 7 years for this film. So I think in the beginning I was a bit jumbled about like the timeline, but things are starting to level out, and yeah, we've got a good window of pre-production to kind of get everything we need in order, because obviously being a horror film, it is going to be somewhat effects forward. That's obviously where we're going to try and stand out, is with our effects. Little insight for the Bren bloggers. Probably going to try and make it pretty bloody. So kind of, obviously we can't do big, you know, Scream 7 practical effects. So we'll try and, for like the 3/4 of the film, just make it real bloody. And then once we get to the climax is when we're going to hopefully, you know, kick things up a level and really level up the mayhem. So it's going to be a lot of work, but I think we can do it. Like I said, so it's effects heavy, art department heavy-ish, costume changes, all that kind of good stuff. So having a lot more time will only benefit the pre-production and then production once we move into it. So yeah, that's kind of the beginning. So obviously got the script. Still going to want to do a bit of work on that. Kind of get another few passes done. I'm only at about draft 3 at the moment, but I would like to get a few more done. And all the beats are there. It's just about kind of like refining, you know, maybe fixing dialogue, fleshing out some scenes, kind of, yeah, expanding on some scenes and all that good stuff. So the script is probably maybe 70% there. I know there's definitely room for improvement, and kind of do that over this coming year as well. So yeah, I've got a producing team, got a producer, an executive producer that's going to, you know, help with kind of like the business side of things. The crew is slowly starting to come together. Basically just heads of department is kind of what we'll aim to have, you know, obviously keep the crew pretty tight, because like any good indie film or any good Aussie indie film, money is going to be very, very tight. Only have assistance if really need be, you know, obviously when we kind of move to production. But yeah, that's starting to come together. We're slowly starting to approach actors for the main roles. Kind of got, we've got like the villain on board. All right, so talking about actors, the synopsis is, let me just pull it up so I don't miss any words, because we want to make sure it's nice and succinct. So the outline for the film is, as a masked killer slashes their way through the back streets, could one of the members of University Podcast be next? So a pretty basic outline, nothing too complicated. It's just, you know, a bunch of uni age students who have a podcast, kind of not so much documenting, but just talking about the spate of killings that have arisen where they live. So nothing too complicated, pretty basic story. You know, like any good kind of slasher, can't really complicate them too much. Keep it simple, stupid is what we're aiming for. So that's kind of the outline. Going for like a winter, autumn setting. So if you want to say in the realm of like Halloween setting. So a lot of like dead trees, gloomy skies, all that good stuff to make a real creepy horror movie. So yeah, that's coming together. Milestones. So this year, 2026, is obviously just about kind of pre-production, getting everything in order, schedules, all like art department, trying to find some money. So one of the big things is definitely going to find is where the funding is going to come from. So we're going to try and do like a pretty decent size fundraising event, probably later in the year, towards the end of the year maybe, so then we can bring in 2027 on a high. So we'll be doing like a pretty solid fundraising event. But yeah, that's kind of what this year's looking like. Just a lot of pre-production, getting the fundraising together, looking for some other funding avenues. We're going to be doing an Australian Cultural Fund campaign. So the good thing about that is for anyone watching who has maybe a small business or anything like that, that all the donations that are made through the campaign are tax deductible. So if you have a business and you want to help support old B-Dog in his next filmmaking endeavor, it'll definitely go a long way. So look out for that. Obviously try and set up perks and all that usual crowdfunding stuff. Guess that's, yeah, about where we're headed. The next thing I have on here, my talking points for this video, is Pray For Me. It's going to be another mountain to climb, a very big mountain as usual, like any good indie film. There's a lot to do, a lot to pull together, you know, locations wise. I've kind of found most of like the exteriors I kind of want to use. So it's going to be about finding like all the interiors. We've got, you know, like a police chief's office, university, classroom, a house that we can use lots of fake blood in. So that's going to be another thing, is trying to find someone to let us use a house that we can shoot a horror film in. So, yeah, please pray for me. No, I think slowly kind of coming together. It's just bits and pieces at a time. It's just a lot to do. I think last time during like Brunswick Dance Club, that was during COVID. So I had a lot more time at home to kind of do all like the office work and that kind of thing. Whereas this time, you know, I'm working, got other things happening in my life. So there's a bit more things on the go this time. But like I've said, got plenty of time this year to kind of make sure we get everything done. There's like social media. I've made social media pages, so please follow Black Sun Film on Instagram and Facebook. I'll drop those links in the description if you would like to stay up to date with this film. We've got a really good team on board so far. I think it will be a lot of fun once we kind of get shooting. You know, a scary movie, but good vibes on set. So I think it will be pretty sweet once it all kind of comes together. I definitely think it is achievable for like the visual style and approach that I am looking to achieve. So yeah, that's just a little update with what's happening next in the filmmaking world. I've got like some I've got some storyboards ready to go. So I want to try and do some storyboard streams. So if you guys want to hang out with me while I'm doing some storyboards, look out for that. Probably try and get the first one going in the next month or so. So I'll try and do some filmmaking streams just when I'm like at the computer or, you know, working on some sort of document for the project. So that's happening as well. But yeah, so if you can believe it, the next film is on the go. And so yeah, plenty of good stuff to come. It's going to be another exciting year. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow Black Sun on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Say peace out, little Jason. Peace out, guys. Looks like I've got a new challenger for the next... Yeah. Oop. and say peace out, little Jason. Peace out, Brennan bloggers. See you in the next video. Can it focus that close? Peace out.